And right now, I'm sitting in my backyard enjoying the scenery, palm trees, and enjoying life right now. And I want to share with you something, a piece of the puzzle that I've learned. And once you grasp it, it'll change your life. So hopefully that will be the case for you. So you're not going to see much in this video because I want to focus just on the words. And I have, as you can see here, a couple of my outdoor feline friends who always keep me company. And if you want to see really quick, there's some kittens and they're enjoying our time. So maybe I'll turn around and film them while I'm talking, because to me, I think this is really important. One of the biggest epiphanies I had today is right now, you listen to other people, you take their advice, you learn from little bits and pieces of what other people say, and it's like somebody guiding you in the direction you need to go. You know, they cannot take you there because it's not their journey, but they can steer you in the right direction, and that's what I hope I'm about to do for you now. This is what I want to have everybody, what I call understand, because people tell me that I have a gift of explaining things that make things a lot easier to grasp, and that means a lot to me, because trust me when I say, when I started this journey of my path to enlightenment and awakening, I didn't understand a lot of the stuff I was hearing. It becomes very confusing. It makes you want to walk away, as one of the other cats. So I understand, or what I always say, understand. But this is what I want to show you right now, and it's going to make your life a lot easier to get the things that you really want. Because we've been told and we've been doing things the opposite of what has to be. So here's the secret. And I hope you'll record this video. You have my permission to do that, because I want this message to get out there, because YouTube is going to block it, but they can't stop it. You cannot stop progress. Everything in existence already exists, which means you can never manifest anything, and that's the problem. Especially nowadays, there are so many people trying to tell you, just think about something and you'll manifest it. Well, if everything already exists, what is it that you're creating? And that's where people get it wrong. I want you to think of life this way. It's connecting to frequency, to what you are most, what makes you the happiest. And that could be anything. It's going to be different for every person. Some people that's riches, some people that's discovering something, or quote unquote inventing something. It's finding a love. It could be different for anybody. But this is the secret. Think of your path like having a radio in front of you that's turned off. Now, even though the radio is not on, there is still music being played. There are different frequencies, in other words, different radio stations that are all playing music right now, even if you're not hearing them. All you have to do is turn on your radio and connect to the frequency of the radio station that you most enjoy, and you will have beautiful music or commentary or sports or whatever you like right there provided for you, and you didn't have to make one part of it, because it was already there. The world is trying to teach you to close your eyes, to meditate, to wish for things and think about things, and it will manifest. You do not create anything, but you are always in an alignment to what you truly feel in your heart. So you could sit there and wish for money your entire life. You will spend your entire life wishing for money, because instead of realizing that all you have to do is connect to the frequency that will lead you to where money is for you, you're trying to create it, which is impossible, which is why you don't get it. Sometimes people get it accidentally. But my point is, if there is something that you want in your life, you cannot wish it. You have to have your frequency set and lead yourself in the direction to head towards what is already there waiting for you. But you have to be ready in your heart. If you don't believe what I say, then it will never work for you, ever. No matter what anybody else tries to tell you. That is why the majority of people in this world do not get what they want, no matter how much they pray, no matter how much they work for it, no matter how much they believe, no matter how much they sit there and meditate. Their life just passes them by. And I'm going to explain something. If you've been watching Gold and Silver lately, if you've watched my channel, especially all the way back to my original channel, Barnon 11967, which I shut down basically in 2012, I've been waiting for these moments to where all the gold and silver that I believed in would end up helping me in my life. For the past 10 years, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And when I realized it isn't happening because I want it so bad that I'm not connecting to it, knowing it's already there waiting for me. It's like the gold at the end of the rainbow. If you're sitting there waiting, you're never going to find it. And when it comes to creation, creation has created everything. And if you're not in tune with it, it's like listening to a radio station. If you're listening to a radio station you don't like, and you refuse to change the channel because you don't even know you have the ability to change the channel, aka your frequency, you will forever be stuck listening to music that you do not like. So it doesn't matter if you wish for that radio station to change or pray for it to change. You have to change the channel. In other words, the frequency. So everything that you ever wanted in your life is already there, waiting for you to find it. Think of it like hide and seek. Those who do not believe or know or feel this in their heart, no matter what they say, will never find it and will forever be in an endless loop, never getting what they want, other than maybe a few moments of temporary gratification. When I started grasping this just this morning, or maybe last night, all of a sudden gold and silver, well, gold especially, is going parabolic. It's reaching all-time high after all-time high every few minutes instead of every few months. And it's going to continue to rise. Now, many people will say that's coincidence. Many people will resist what I'm saying. And that is the problem, where you will never be able to find your true self, is resistance. Think of yourself on a train track. You're the train on the train track. What do you think happens to you if you go off the track? You no longer go forward. What happens if there's obstacles on the track? You no longer go forward. It's a little bit easier when it comes to vibrational energy because it is everywhere. It is light, it is energy, it is creation. Everything is made from light. You have to change your heart and you have to enjoy the journey. Just because you want something doesn't mean you close your eyes and open them and it's there. Because if that's the case, how exciting would the world be if you just closed your eyes and opened them and everything you ever wanted is there? Because then there would be no reason to be. Think of it like going on a vacation. Don't you enjoy the trip, going to wherever it is you're going to go? You don't complain the whole time. You're excited about where you're going. So if you think of your life as, I am ready to find that makes me happy, and I will just let it flow through me with no resistance, it will take me where I want to go. That's already there. I don't have to make a darn thing. The universe has provided you with everything. But because, for whatever reason, we don't know this, it's kind of hard to change a radio station if you don't have a radio, or you don't know you have a radio, or you don't know you can change the dials because the dials are missing, or somebody stole your radio or is hiding it, and your job is to find it. Some people maybe not even know what a radio is. But maybe that's the fun of the game, to be thrown so far into the darkness that you can still find your way into the light. So, to me, it is irrelevant what anybody thinks, or what anybody feels, or what anybody believes about what I am telling you. Because they cannot change my path unless I choose to allow them to be in my way. That is resistance. And the more you resist, the harder it is to go. Think about swimming up a stream that's flowing downhill. If you try and swim against that stream, you will drown from eventual exhaustion. You will never win. You will never beat the stream. But if you go with the flow and allow the current to take you, it will take you where you need to go with ease, without effort, without resistance. Because remember, at the top of a mountain is not where you want to be. Less oxygen, cold air, very few, if any, people or any life. But if you follow the river down the mountain, it takes you to the valley where everything that you want will be. So everybody's life is telling you, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and how you have to fight for everything in the world. Well, if that's the life that you want to lead, then you will get that. But once you understand that everything in existence already exists, so you create nothing, and the universe or God or whatever you want to say loves you so much that they created a universe that all you have to do is be in tune with it, and it will be there to get there. Because your negativity, your doubt, your fear, your sadness, your anger, your frustration, your pain are all resistance keeping you from the very things you say you want. And I had to learn through all of my challenges, through all the hatred that I had to deal with all the pain and all the loss and the near-death experiences, to finally learn that sometimes you just gotta say, when you're in that river, I trust the river is going to take me where I need to go, and I'm going to let it take me there. And yes, it can be that easy unless you choose it not to be. It is your path. It is your journey. If you doubt what I say and you don't believe it in your heart, then it will never be your truth. Then you have to ask yourself, was it really the utopia or a happy life you were seeking in this lifetime? So, if you want true growth, you have to listen to your heart. You have to let go of resistance. I had a wonderful day doing nothing more than looking at my computer, watching the price of gold continue to hit all-time high after all-time high, knowing that years ago I was fortunate enough or smart enough to invest in lots of gold and silver for my future. And over a decade of resistance made me miserable. And when I got it and really understood or understood how life is, all of a sudden, it's like a 5 million ton weight being lifted off of you. It is so much more free to lay down in the stream and let it take you where you need to go. Trust in it. If you believe the world is love, and you don't trust the path and the journey that it's trying to take you on, then do you believe truly in your heart that it is love, or are you just trying to convince yourself? Whatever you know to be true will be. So I am putting this out for the extremely few amount of people who are ready to hear this message. If you let go of your resistance If you enjoy the journey, it will take you where you need to be, and you do not have to create anything because everything is already there. It's just waiting for you to finally find it. The ironic part is, the more you fight the current, the harder the journey is. So follow the stream. Let it take you. Trust in it. Lose the fear. Know that the journey can have its ups and downs, its curves, its darkness, its unknowns. But think of unknown as positive instead of negative, because if you've ever celebrated Christmas or a birthday and you had a gift wrapped in a paper and you had no idea what it was, it did not scare you, it excited you. And you know what? I pretty much promise you that the presents that you got did not hurt you, because it was you and your love of the positive that made that to be true. Why do you think every present you've ever gotten, you may not have liked every one of them, but nothing jumped out and stabbed you. Nothing jumped out and hurt you. Nothing sucked you in and took your life away. The worst it could be is, a pair of socks that you don't like. But most of the time, it was exciting. Think of your future as that. You have your radio station. Turn it on. Change to the channel that makes the beautiful music that makes you happy, and watch how much easier your life is when you finally stop running up the stream. And when you realize, because like I've always said, you need real eyes to realize this to be true, your life will never be the same, and it will change for the better. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to say, wow, this is beautiful stuff, I resonate with it, and tomorrow you have a Lamborghini in your front yard, and you have a private helicopter, and you have 5,000 men or women around you. It does not work that way. Just like if you decide you and your family, or you by yourself, are going to go on a plane to go from, let's say, Texas to Hawaii, you don't say that morning, I feel like going to Hawaii, and all of a sudden you're there. You have to pack. You have to get tickets to whatever. You have to fly there or take a boat there. Enjoy the ride and the journey. And this is one of the things, like on my other channel, We Love Comics, where I tell people about comic collecting. Majority of the fun is the hunt for the comic. Because once you get it, that excitement is gone. Yes, you got it. Yes, it made you happy. But then you move on to the next thing. And that's the thing about an infinite world. There will always be another challenge. There will always be something new. Otherwise, there would be no reason for existence. If you had everything, there would be nothing more for you to achieve. So resistance was necessary for growth. Think of it like weight training. If lifting weights was easy, you would not build muscle mass. You need the resistance. So use it as an ally, use it as a friend, instead of cursing the world that you were swimming upstream and blaming the river. What you do with this information is up to you. You can dismiss it, you can laugh at it, you can ignore it, you can hate it, or you can give it a shot. It doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form, because I've learned that I no longer allow what I don't flow with to interfere with my path. So hate it if you want. Dismiss it if you want. It does not change my path one bit. I'm just trying to lend out my hand and take you along for a very pleasant ride. I hope you learned something from this. I hope you have a great journey, and I hope for all the best. The world can crumble around you, and you could be the king of that world. Depends on what you want. Make it happen. Allow it to happen. Because you can always go back to the way you were. All my best, everybody. I'll see you next video.